Welcome back to another episode of Here It Is Rock Docs, where we dig deep into the artists who shaped the soundtrack of our lives. Let's get into it. What if I told you the guy who made one of the most iconic songs of the 90s was a broke high school dropout sleeping on strangers' floors and recorded that song on a $50 microphone? That's not a rags to riches cliche. That's not Hollywood. That's literally Beck. And the story only gets wilder from there. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why artists like Billie Eilish, Frank Ocean, and Childish Gambino owe a massive debt to a guy most people only know from one song. And trust me, that's only scratching the surface. Beck Hansen was born in Los Angeles in 1970, and his family was not exactly normal. His grandfather was a famous avant-garde artist. His mom hung out at Andy Warhol's factory. Creativity wasn't something Beck learned. It was literally in his blood. But his life wasn't glamorous. His parents split when he was young. He bounced between LA and Kansas City, dropped out of high school, and spent his teenage years obsessively teaching himself guitar, devouring old Delta blues records, Woody Guthrie, and the raw, loud chaos of the LA punk scene. By his late teens, he packed up and moved to New York, playing open mic nights in the East Village for pocket change, broke, couch surfing, completely obsessed with music. A true rock and roll origin story. He came back to LA and started recording on a cheap 4-track recorder in his bedroom. One of those lo-fi recordings was a weird genre-bending track called Loser, part folk, part hip-hop, part pure American chaos. A local indie label put it out in 1993. Radio started playing it. Then the whole country lost its mind over it. DGC Records signed him. Loser went top 10. And here's where Beck did something almost nobody does. He refused to repeat himself. His 1996 album Odelay blew the doors clean off. Produced with the Dust Brothers, it mixed turntablism, rock, blues, and absurdist lyrics into something nobody had ever heard before. 2 Grammys, Album of the Decade lists, stone cold classic. Hey, real quick, if you're digging this deep dive, do us a solid, smash that like button, and subscribe to Here It Is Rock Docs. We drop new Rock Doc episodes every week, and you do not want to miss what's coming next. All right, back to Beck. Because here's what most people miss about Beck. Every album after that sounded completely different. Mutations was quiet, melancholic folk. Midnite Vultures was pure, funky chaos. Sea Change was a devastating heartbreak record that made grown men pull over their cars and just sit there. People kept waiting for him to pick a lane, and he kept ripping up the map entirely. Then in 2014, after years of critics writing him off, he dropped Morning Phase. Quiet. Orchestral. Absolutely heartbreaking. It won the Grammy for Album of the Year, beating Beyoncé. The internet erupted, but the music? Undeniable. Today, every artist who refuses to be boxed into a genre, Childish Gambino, Frank Ocean, Lorde, Billie Eilish, is following a trail Beck helped blaze back when the rest of the music industry said you had to pick one sound and stick to it. If you want more stories like this, the underdogs, the outlaws, and the legends who changed music forever, hit subscribe right now and ring that bell so you never miss an episode of Here It Is Rock Docs. And drop it in the comments. What's your favorite Beck era? Odelay, Sea Change, Morning Phase? Let's argue about it. We'll see you in the next one. Rock on.